Hi, fellow old farts. How are you? I'm back to healthy. I it's been a journey here over the last about 10 days. It's sometimes very uncomfortable and sometimes it's been not so bad. But it's been very boring, that's for sure. I haven't been out of the house in at least about 10 days now. And I'm looking forward to getting in the car and driving today. Today I tested negative on COVID. So it's been a journey and I'm thrilled to be past it. So, uh, as I mentioned in the comments there, I got few people here. We'll see if anybody actually wants to show up, but otherwise, I'm just going to talk here for a while and call it a show. But I'm really looking forward to having some conversation. I After the show, I am going to put up on the group a poll, a survey of how many people are planning on buying the Mini 4 Pro. If you know, I we understand that it's the official unveiling is on the 25th, but I understand that there's been multiple polls out there that have suggested that not too many people are going to spring for that drone. I'm kind of in a pause mode on buying drones at the immediate moment, but because I am hoping that the Pocket 3 comes out before uh, March 3rd, or not March, November, excuse me, boy, where am I? November 3rd. On November 4th, uh, my wife and I are flying to Nairobi, and we're spending about a week and a half on a safari in Nairobi. And I got to sneeze, and I'd sure like to take that. I have heard nothing but don't bring your drone to Kenya. That's I have heard this on from multiple sources that the customs agents in Kenya, no matter if you have paperwork or not, will just confiscate the drone at the border. I hope that's doesn't stay that way, and I know that they're being very protective of the wildlife there and the in certain areas of the country that they obviously want to be protecting. One of their biggest assets is the wildlife there. I want to say hi to everybody here who's showing up. A few people are so far. Thank you. John Coopy, how you doing? I certainly invite anybody who wants to jump on. I'd love to hear from you. After this week and a half of staying home, I really haven't prepared much of a show today, but I'm anxious to talk to my friends, and I'm hoping that a lot of you will just kind of pop in here for a few minutes. We can say hello and everything. Hi, Johnny. All right. Good to see you. No need for the 4. Yeah, I don't either at the moment here. Let's see. Bill Thomas, Coast to Coast Drones there, and Drone Therapy, which is on later tonight at 5:30. I encourage everybody to continue watching Bill. I certainly have enjoyed my time there. It's excellent, and always a lot of laughs. So jump in there. Backpack Jack, whose photograph is here now. She's in the chat. I know that she is currently on a show in the UK called Drone Show Live, and I always encourage anybody to watch that show. Also, we do happen to be on at the same time, and we have no qualms here. I think quite a few people are watching us both. So both of our views and our subscribers have increased over the last few weeks. And I think that's really a testament to just everybody understanding that we can have multiple shows on at the same time, and that's not going to help or hurt anyone, you know. So I'm looking forward to that. So let's see. I got Johnny Drone Flyer out there, and I got to see here. And Lee says he's sitting in a doctor's office, and he's gonna be there for a few minutes, but he's lurking. And tell your doctor he needs to get a drone. I am my cardiologist 7-year-old son. I've given him one drone already, and we're going out sometime soon here to fly the Mini One with his 7-year-old. So I think this is something excellent for children to learn, and you know, it's using those sticks and not be sitting in front of a monitor there. Eric Lipinski, thank you. Thanks, Eric. Hello. Alan from Drone Views Media. I really wish I could get I have about 20 members of my family that are currently in Ireland at the moment, doing a tour, and but you know, they have all watched Alan's Drone Views Media's videos to kind of get themselves ready to go see Ireland. And if you want to see Ireland, his videos are the greatest there. And John Coopy, as I mentioned, is here. John, we really appreciate your FPV guidance here, and I'm going to be looking for some more of your FPV guidance here in the future. I really do. I think that's obviously a transition from, I've had 4 years of camera drone almost here, and I have already purchased goggles and Motion 2 controller, and I'm just a few steps away from real FPV here. So, and Mike's here. Hey, Michael Wright, thank you for showing up. We're going to continue our $5 bet on the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. Mike, is that good? You know, let me know. I do want to introduce a friend, bring him on here. He has been, for the last couple of years, we have really gotten to know each other. We were roommates at the second South Florida drone meetup. He was kind enough to allow me to crash in his room. But here is Scotty Jackrabbit. How are you?
Hey, Bob, how are you?
Oh, good. Good.
So rearrange windows.
Oh, hey. Yeah. I'm I'm glad you came on. I appreciate a little bit of compadre here, you know.
Yeah, I met John Coopy.
Yeah.
John Coopy and I got a mutual friend that I know John at Ken Place It Here just visited John Coopy. I was talking to Ken this afternoon, and I know they had a good time flying together.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's quite the expertise of FPV land there. I have watched his videos. I mean, they are truly sometimes breathtaking and sometimes a little nauseous. You know?
Well, I'm actually kind of playing hooky a little bit right now. I'm supposed to be working, but
Oh, okay. Well,
you
we
know,
won't show this to anybody at work.
well,
Okay.
when you're your own boss, you kind of get a few liberties. And actually, my boss is not here. She's at the farm right now. So
Okay. So
she
tell
was
us,
here.
just
Go
for
ahead.
that, tell us, Scott, I know you've been on the show before, but just to refresh anybody rewatching this here, tell us, how did you get into drones? Where did you come from? What do you do for a living?
Well,
What's the week?
first of all, we've got a naked dog walker in the chat, or he was in the chat. He says he's out now. So, Akira Show likes to walk his dog while he's naked.
Well, sometimes my dog's naked when I'm walking him.
Oh, I don't know. I got into drones because I needed to look at on top of a roof, and I couldn't get on top of it. And lo and behold, I get back to the office, and somebody says, "Well, you need a drone to fly up there," and he had one. So the next day, we went over there, and I got to do my inspection. And man, I was bit then. So I started doing research to figure out what to buy, and I fell into what you call FPV, first person view. And I didn't care about roof inspections. I went and got FPV instead. And I flew FPV for, well, I'm still flying it.
Yeah.
But it took me a year and a half before I finally went and got that camera drone that I was researching.
Wow. So did you just jump right into acro? Yeah.
When you go FPV, you have to, pretty much, because I came in just, everybody was analog, but DJI I started out with analog, but barely. DJI came out with their air unit shortly after that, and now my quandary was, what do I invest my money into? It was uncharted territory, and I took everybody said, "Oh, analog's better," but I saw that clear picture and I said,
"Wait a minute.
Do I want to watch the high definition television, or do I want to watch those through the snow and stuff?" And
the 1963 television, yeah.
So I took the chance and went that route, and super glad I did, because I don't know, everybody else has jumped over to HD now, and now what DJI is doing with Avata and, well, I guess the Avata right now.
Yeah. Have you flown the Avata? You have an Avata?
No. I was going to go get a Cinewhoop before the Avata even came out. And then it's like, man, I really don't have much opportunity to fly that way. For me, it's a slower, to me, if you're going to fly through buildings and maybe closer to people, like through a crowd or something, which my first introduction to it, I think, was at a Spin Up. And here all of a sudden this drone comes flying through our legs, and it's like, holy cow. So that was the first time, but I don't really have that opportunity that often. So I just finally decided not to invest in that. But you got to understand, I already understand FPV, and I've already got the stick memory, and I don't need the extra help that the DJI Avata and the POS is what I call it.
Yeah, of course, everybody does.
Of course,
the potato or the POS or the.
I have a POS myself now. I actually bought Drone Bum's POS. And it's okay. I like it. In an area that I may not know and worry about transmission or something like that, I might put it up instead. So
what I found, I'm flying the Mini 3 Pro with the Integra goggles on, and what I found the most difficult part is to take, first of all, taking off and landing. I'm finding disorientating, with the goggles on. So, and I'm sure, I don't know if I'm normal, but
That's funny because for me, man, I just love that immersive feeling, and I like it right there.
for taking off. And yeah.
For all of it, it's just I get such a rush and a thrill with flying with the goggles on. Now, granted, you're right. I'm not as aware of my surroundings at the time but I'm usually sitting on my front porch.
Uh-huh.
I'm not
Okay.
necessarily at a park, and if I'm at a
Yeah.
park, usually I will be with somebody else. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's, a lot of people struggle to land and take off in the goggles. That's, that was one of the difficult first things to do. That's what John Coopy is saying there in the chat there.
all you gotta do is crash it.
Yeah, fortunately with the Integra goggles, I can just like scoot them up
Yeah.
and then use that joystick on that Motion 2 controller and take off and then see where that's at and get it situated.
That's the kind of thing that I don't relate to. And the reason why is because I always had to start off with the goggles, and I always had to land with the goggles. I can't take my goggles off when I'm flying. If I do, I'm in trouble. So
yeah.
But it is different. It's what you learn, I guess. And that's what I know about flying FPV. I call it train your brain. You have to go do it and let your brain understand what's going on, and it's not a problem, and just do it. So.
Yeah. We all, that brain is still getting, positive synapses here, still functioning here. So even the old farts are learning. I don't know, Kevin Tolley.
He's not very far from me, and I was like, I need to go see him at his place.
Yeah.
He's probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours away from me, and I kind of know where he's at.
Yeah.
My wife's family's from that area.
Ah, okay.
And, so
you're both in the northern panhandle, right?
Yeah, he's Florida. Somebody said today, I heard him say, he said, well, we're actually in the armpit here of Florida. He's more out on a handle than us being an armpit. So.
Well, that was pretty much the hit from this last hurricane, wasn't it? Right at you.
Let me tell you what. My saying is, any storm and a tree falls on your house, it's a bad storm.
Yes.
But I have seen Michael, and I've seen a bunch of storms. But I've compared it to Michael, which we had 2 or 3 years ago. That's about 3 or 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
Michael was much worse than Idalia. Idalia. Now, if you go down in the Perry area, but it was such more condensed, and it was not so widespread, and it took down mainly trees. Now, one of the bad things is being reported right now. See, we do have a lot of trees around here, and we have a paper cellulose plant, and they have announced last week that they're going to shut down. And that's 525 jobs that are going to be lost.
Oh.
And in a local area, that's a lot of jobs. I mean,
are they relocating to a less dangerous
no, personally, my opinion is they're using an excuse. They were probably bleeding money, and they're using the hurricane as an excuse to shut it down. So Georgia Pacific is actually who owns it. So.
Yeah, I use their products nonstop. In the graphic design world, that Georgia Pacific is one of the hugest paper manufacturers.
Well, this was a paper mill. I mean, that's what it was. So
I hope it's not going to China.
Hey, Ray Kelly. No, I don't think so. I mean, not very far from where I'm at too. They have a plywood plant Georgia Pacific around here is pretty big. I mean, it's all rural communities around here, except for Tallahassee.
And pulp products, Right.
Yeah, pine trees. I mean, that's, somebody calls that a tree. No, we call it a crop. Because you plant pine trees for them to be harvested, and it's going to go to paper, or usually is what it's going to paper.
about 10 years from the planting. It's going
10 to 20 years, yeah.
Yeah, 10 to 20 years.
10 years is your first cash in if you do it, but you won't get as much money off of it. And
Sure.
usually go about 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty low maintenance crop too.
Yeah, matter of fact, they got a spinoff crop on it now. Is they bale the pine straw off of it and use it for landscaping.
Oh yeah.
And I was there for that to develop. How it got started was we had migrant workers coming through to. At that time, it's pretty much Mexicans, and they literally did migrate. They would start in South Florida, come up to North Florida, go to Georgia, go to North Carolina, all the way up to New York.
Yeah.
And the local farmer wanted to keep somebody to stay all year, and so he put them out there baling pine straw. And next thing you know, it's a huge industry around here.
Oh my goodness.
So.
My goodness. Good. Well, I want to say hello to a lot more people have showed up here. Thank you guys. Captain Ray Kelly is out there. Captain, I'm still indebted to you every day, but we are anxiously waiting for the next South Florida. I may have to sneak in this year. Okay. We are leaving for, we're going to Japan in like April 28th. And so Audrey's saying we can't afford to go, because we're, spending all this money to go to Japan. But I sure can't let it happen without me. It's been such a good time. So Captain Ray, no problem. If you want to come on and do a little commercial here for that, the link is in the chat. Jump in anytime, or anybody else actually wants to jump in. There's some people here. Warren, we haven't never seen you. I haven't,
I'll continue the rumor.
Yeah.
He's actually coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup.
Warren is?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
he's number 74. Isn't that right, Ray? Why don't you come in here and tell us? He's number 74, if I remember right.
Yeah. So. And I know there's this whole entourage from the UK coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. And speaking of the UK, she actually lives in Spain. But this is Jackie Akers here.
She's across the pond anyway.
Yeah. And she has not only do I really appreciate becoming friends with her, but she now has behind her on all of her online meetings there, she has a photograph of me.
Santa Claus.
And I think, it was fun, and she wants to, tell everybody she also supports Old Farts with Drones, but she's an Avata flyer. Oh man. She is a really interesting Avata flyer. So if you haven't seen her channel, BAQ, PAQ, JAQ, okay, Backpack Jack, so she's teasing me into the Avata.
Oh really? Hey, have you flown it?
I haven't tried it. I flew the POS, okay, but that was at the first South Florida, the second South Florida Drone Meetup, and I really enjoyed it. And I've tried some actual, 4 or 5 inch FPVs that I just found it way too difficult to handle. And
it's the mind. Look, the first time I did it, I shot my drone 60 feet up in a tree. It was one of the little ones.
Yeah.
And And the next thing I know, I'm on YouTube on how to climb a tree. And then I realized, well, the rope's going to cost more than the drone was. So I decided it wasn't worth that.
Hey, Captain Ray.
Hey, Bob and Scott, how you guys doing? Everybody in the chat.
So, Ray, is that not right? Isn't Warren number 74?
Yes, he is. Yeah, number 74.
Okay. Warren, I mean, come on.
I'm keep
sure you
twisting that arm.
That's it. Good.
Warren, you got to have a camera on that computer. I'm sure, there hasn't been a computer in about a decade without a camera on it.
Well, let me tell you where the drones took me. I now have a camera on my computer that wasn't there for so long. I now have learned how to edit, and I'm learning how to edit in DaVinci now.
Yeah.
I got a wireless mic now. I got headphones now.
I'm impressed. I tell you, I'm impressed, Scott.
It's gotten so much bigger than just going to go fly a drone over a roof. So
I just got the DJI microphones there.
That's what I'm using right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what, I love these things. So I'm branding all my stuff now. So
Well,
I figure when I leave it on the table, and if somebody will see that, maybe they know it's me.
Now, are you plugging the receiver into your computer? Is that how you're getting the sound? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then there's my microphone.
Yep.
So now I'm wearing, look here, so I talked about branding.
Yeah.
So
it's Jackrabbit. Yeah, there he is. Yeah.
Well, Scott, you got a great logo. You really do. I love your logo.
well, it came in handy because, I was all about getting Joe Fodolito to fly FPV or carbon fiber. And I was more interested in that. I took my iPad out and didn't think anything about it. I didn't really mean to take it out. And I set it on the tailgate of the truck and went to make sure he got his footage and all that and jumped in and left. And I'm on the road for about an hour and a half, and I get a phone call and says, "Hey, did you leave anything?" Or no, they asked where I was because they was hoping I was still in town. And I was in Tupelo, Mississippi by that time. So, So, I don't know. You guys,
Elvis.
you guys may have heard me talking, maybe or may not. I've renamed my oldest daughter Barkley. And the reason why is because it was Barkley that called me, and he said, "Don't worry about it being a mail tomorrow." And I got it back, and man, I was like, "Holy cow! That's what, a $1,500 item?" So
wow, yes, very cool.
Glad you got it back.
Cool.
Absolutely,
that's our community. I have to tell you, this drone community. I have to tell you, I have felt so much positive vibes here. Especially over the last few months, but I mean over the last few weeks. And during this last week with COVID, I have to tell you, I have heard from nearly every member of the drone community with get well, and we're praying for you. And
Bob, I'm derelict in my duties, and I actually have not been getting to watch as many people because I've been, I'm going to Italy, and I've talked to you about it.
Yes.
Not enough.
Cool.
Well, we need to,
I'm gonna tell you, COVID. I'm like, I don't want to get COVID anytime right now, So
I'll be very cautious. There's a new strain that moves rapidly and easy to catch, and so be careful. I hate to go back to wearing a mask every day, but it might be what we do for the next few months here. I don't know.
Fix and get on a plane, and there's nothing you can do about that. You're in a tin can. So
when are you leaving for Italy, Scott?
Monday, which
Monday
might explain why I'm not working when I should be working.
Yeah.
So I kind of got I got the fever to go now. So
yeah. Did you get registered? Okay.
Let me tell you what. I decided I've never been to Italy, and I just decided that was too much to tackle.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I think you're asking about the drone. We're getting a,
Yeah.
because that's what I talked to you about. And
D-Flight is, if you've got an under 250 drone, though, I'd take it with you anyway. I mean,
well, I don't, because I burned it up in a fire. So, but
yeah,
I can tell you, I thought about throwing my fiber quad in there, which I knew I could do that, we've made so many friends in so many different places, and actually,
because of Captain Ray.
Actually, there's a guy in Italy that I was trying to get up with, and I was going to go fly with him. I think it's Salmac is his name. I watch his channel all the time, but I don't maybe it's Salvo. I can't remember, but I always watch his videos, and then it dawned on me and said, "Wait a minute, he's in Italy." So I was going to try to get it hooked up with him, but the same thing. I was like, man, we're trying to do too much.
Okay. Where are you going to be?
So for $600, we're flying over there. That's number one. So now it doesn't matter. Wherever it takes us is where we're going, which is Milan. So we're flying into Milan.
Okay.
Plan on going to Venice for a couple of days.
Okay.
From Venice, we're going to Florence. And then we're actually supposed to meet a group down in Pelogia, or Lucria is actually the real town that we're going to. But it's a real small town down. And
you're going to see a lot of the a lot of the country then. I mean,
you're going to have a great time.
Because Milan is fairly north. You're fairly.
Oh, it is north, yeah.
And then you're going over to the east coast of where Venice is, there, and
Lucria is on the east coast too. So, but it's down south central.
Okay, so, Florence is about an hour from Rome.
We're after we get done with Lucria, we're going back to Rome, but we only have 2 days. I'm like, we don't have enough time to do anything.
Did you schedule a meeting with the Pope?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to call him?
No, in all honesty, that's one thing we've checked out that we're not going to do. If we do it, we're only going to go over there just to see. That's it,
Yes.
But we're not going to try to do a tour or anything like that.
If you've got a short time, I have friends that live in Rome, and I've been to Rome 4 times now. But if you got like a day to see it, find the on-off bus. There's a big red double-decker on-off bus. It's like $30 for the day or $40 for the day. Whatever it is, just do that. They have a narrator in English in your ear. There's a PA system that everybody gets a earplug, and it'll take you to the highlights of everything. And if you choose, you want to get off here for an hour and a half and walk around, you can, and then you get back on the next bus and it goes to the next stop. And you do get a really well-rounded view of it.
The 2 things that I want to do is Pantheon and the Colosseum. Now, the Pantheon, I am going to try to do a tour, I think. But the Colosseum, I don't know if I want to at least see it. So
it's impressive to see, and but if you want to see better gladiators and Cleopatras, come to Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Okay.
They're a little fresher there, aren't they?
The same is true with the gondolas in Venice. I mean, the gondolas in Venice are interesting, but if you really want a great ride and a operatic singer, come to the Venetian in Las Vegas.
You see Drone Seekers is in the chat.
Yay! Good deal.
Steve.
Good deal.
How you doing, Steve? So glad you're coming.
Steve. Hi, Steve. Thank you for coming in, Steve. Steve, it's about 8 p.m. there in the UK, and a little after 8:30. And so I'm glad to see you there, Jackie, Steve, Backpack Jack, right there, all lit up.
So that's who else I was. And I'm not sure she's still here or not, but I was twisting her arm too, and telling her she needs to come to South Florida Drone Meetup. But she says she has to work.
She does have a real job. She's a youngster.
Work is overrated. That's like,
compare her to us. She's a youngster. Okay. I think she's not even 40 years old.
She's a great drone pilot, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Now she's flying that Avata, and she's zipping around. Really, I love her videos.
I went back, after I met her, I went back and started watching some of her older stuff. And she was very good then, too. But boy, when she got that Avata, it was like pedal to the metal. She's and she finds some extremely interesting places in like abandoned communities in Spain to video. They're just gorgeous. So Ray, tell us what's going on with you.
Nothing. Well, I ended up flying this morning. I got up early.
Oh, great!
Got out
Where?
there and flew a little after sunrise. I didn't make sunrise, but I got there a little after. And we got these sunken ships on the north shore of Long Island, and they sank in the 1930s. And I just recently heard about them, to tell you the truth. And Gene Costello had flown them.
Yeah, and they're visible.
She showed them. And you can only see them, what's left of them, at low tide. So you got to, time your flight accordingly.
Yeah.
And yesterday I went down. It was very breezy, too breezy for me. I know the Mavic 3 can handle it, but I went back today, and the winds were good, and I flew right down because it's about 1,550 feet away.
Okay.
And I found them, and it was good. It was a nice little flight. Good way to start the day. Really.
And did they left them there like as a breakwater?
Well, actually, 5 of them actually sunk. And in the 1945, I believe, they set them on fire on purpose to like destroy them, type of thing.
Huh.
But 2 of them are very visible now at low tide. Just the hull, the wood frame hull.
Yeah.
And I've been told there's great fishing around them too, but I didn't bring a fishing rod. And I like
fish those reefs like that, they enjoy that. It's a good place. We used to when we went fishing here in Lake Mead, we would always look for a ridge or in a cove or something like that. That's and if we had a little bit of green growing on the top of the water, we might be finding some largemouth bass, but
sure.
Mostly here it's stripers. That's what we were catching.
So, Bob, you're going to sneak into the South Florida Drone Meetup, huh?
I'm hoping. Well, at the moment, that's my plan. Is
all right. I'm going to give you a number then. If you don't come, you don't come. But you're number 75.
Okay.
Right after Akira's show.
I'll still be, by then I'll be 73. So 73 is 75. Okay, that's good. That'll be good. I'll do that. What I'm thinking is, since we're going to Japan at the end of April, so I talked with Audrey earlier here, and I said, I really can't not go. I mean,
I know.
There's just no way I can not go.
Hey, if you're going to save money, does that mean you're leaving her at the house?
Yes. So
honey, we can't afford to bring you this time, so you have to stay at the house.
Well, we'll miss Audrey, that's for sure.
Yeah, she was fun.
She's another great drone pilot. She really impressed us.
Yes.
I did not think she was going to fly as good as she did, Bob, and she really impressed me.
She, we had gone in the street in front of our house about 3, maybe 4 times before that.
Yeah.
And we went to a park, a big park here that you can fly at, and she did really good at the park. And after like the first 2 times that she flew, I just handed her the case with the drone in it. I said, "You do everything. You set it up. You take off. I'm. If you got a question, I'll answer it. But I'm not doing anything for you. She figured it out, set it up, made sure everything was right. She was very methodical about it. And of course, everybody got a big kick out of the story that I made my wife take a trust test.
Yeah, but she did.
Did she pass?
She did a good job teaching her, Bob. 'Cause she's a great drone pilot, really.
Yes. So I was shocked because there was a lot of guys standing on that shore last April that wouldn't take off because there was too much wind. And I think Ron Brown said, "Oh no, your drone will handle it." She said, "Really? Okay." And without telling me or anything, she's got the drone in the air. I was surprised. So,
Well, it's a fun event.
Yeah.
Anybody can go. Warren, you ought to go.
Warren.
So.
Well, Warren's like a mystery guy. A lot of people didn't know his first name or nothing for years.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
finally,
I thought it was
forget who found
Japanese.
it out. But
Well, I don't know if you guys know it, but he's had Ghostbusters at his house too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember watching some of the early videos, and Ghostbusters showed up at a birthday party. I'm pretty sure. So he can maybe he can confirm that for me. But yeah, I am older, so I may not remember that right. But I'm almost positive I watched Ghostbusters at his house.
It's going to be so nice to meet Warren, really.
Yes.
That's
And I'm
what
looking
the
forward to-
meetups are all about. Is meeting the other drone pilots. You get to know them in the chats,
Exactly.
And you talk to them for months, years, sometimes, and then finally you get to meet them, in person.
That first one, the second South Florida drone meetup that I went to, that was so eye-opening, and I felt so good. I had watched all these people for 2 years online, you and Johnny and, Marcus and Ron and everybody. And then to actually be like sitting in a restaurant next to you, sitting, in your car.
Breaking bread.
It was like, wow, this is, we really have a connection. Because it did feel exactly like a family reunion.
That's a good way to word it. A family reunion. Yeah, it is.
Of a family you like. Yeah.
And I look forward to meeting everybody again. Really, I just get so excited.
Yeah.
Akira Show's sitting there telling me he thinks that was Matt Bagwell. I don't think so. I was talking about Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Yeah, there's John Coopy. He's saying the same thing about Minefield, where he got to meet everybody.
That's where I got to meet John Coopy. So.
Yeah. You went to Minefield this year, Scott?
I've been 3 out of the 4 times.
Oh, wonderful.
That was my coming out party, was at Minefield.
And you flew all those structures there, huh?
Believe it or not, I flew the DJI FPV the day before, but I gave my drone up to Joe Fodolito every time, and he flew it a couple of times. And then every time I was ready to go, somebody was always flying. I said, well, I got to do it last year, so I was okay with it. And I had flown it the day before, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. Did you
But
give Joe
again, it's more about meeting everybody. I had a good time. I actually walked around a lot this time, and just, the first time I sat with Bob Casey all day.
Right.
Yeah.
He and Chris Hope were my main reason for going, and I got to meet both of them. And actually, Chris Hope was my roommate this time at Minefield.
Oh, okay.
He bailed me out because I waited to the last minute and wasn't sure I was going. The week before it came up, he called me up and said, "Hey, I got a room if you need a place to stay."
Yeah.
And
Good.
So I went at the
Well,
last
that
minute.
might be my situation this year at Florida. I may see if anybody's got a floor I can sleep on, or we'll find out what happens.
We'll make room for you, Bob. Don't worry. But Bob Casey, that is, and Chris Hope, they're two class acts, really.
Oh yes.
Great guys, really.
Yeah.
You know, my honor to know them both.
Me too. I gained a new level of respect with Bob when after 2 hours without getting any food at the restaurant, I got the manager into the room and
that was so much fun. I was down on the end down there. Right, I know y'all were outside. Y'all were being fed. Well, we were hangry. We were hangry. We needed a Snickers bar pretty bad. but what was so funny about it was, I'm trying to think who was. I think it was Bob Casey was sitting down there with us, and one plate had come in, and the plate was sitting there, but we didn't know whose plate it was. Yeah, and so nobody would eat on it. And well, if nobody's going to eat that, I'll eat that shrimp. That's what Bob says. So we'd be handing it down to him. And about that time, somebody'd come in and say something. We'd have to hand it back. And we did that about 3 or 4 times where finally we got our food and the plate never did get eaten. So
No.
we
we obviously caught them at a bad time, and that just wasn't a good situation, but
it's a memory now. So
but it was a lot of fun there, Yes. But Bob Casey and I connected there. He thought I was very brave to just.
He was commending you, because Bob, since you weren't my roommate that year, I'd switch up Bob's, and so Bob Casey was my roommate.
Good.
We just
he was definitely commending you for that.
We kept adding names to that list, and I had a feeling it was going to backfire. To be honest with you guys, because we had a reservation for 25 tops.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, it
Oh,
worked out.
it
So-
did.
It was about the same amount of people as it was the year before, because the year before I was outside.
Yeah,
and
I was too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was inside both years, so I didn't think anything of it.
Rod's in the chat, by the way. How you doing, Rod?
Hiya, Hot Rod. You're more than welcome to jump in. Anybody there that wants to jump on? I'm going to keep this thing rolling for at least another 10, 15 minutes here. Here's the StreamYard link. Just popped it in the chat.
So Bob, how's the old Forwards with Drones group going? I mean, it's such a great group, really.
We, I have to tell you, I'm, it's become like a full-time job.
I can imagine.
Keeping it peaceful. I'm insistent that we're gonna keep this thing friendly, and I'm helping. I've got a few people now helping, being moderators there, and and so far it's working out pretty well. I know we have Roger Zutter in Switzerland, so a lot of the really just plain spammy sales stuff, he usually gets out before we even wake up.
Okay,
and I'm finding that stuff is not being generated in the United States.
No. Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a lot of that stuff coming from Southeast Asia, actually, to be honest with you. And when so he's getting that eliminated and blocking, obvious spammers, and before we even wake up here in the United States. So so I really appreciate that. And of course, Kevin Tolley is still a moderator, and doing a phenomenal job. Kevin is kind of like the heart and soul of the group there. And
Kevin's another great guy. And his wife.
Yes, Susan.
Yeah, Susan.
And now Dwight in Japan. He's you'll see him, and his name is in Japanese characters. And of course, he's also the guy who created the Old Fart map, the Google map there. Hot Rod.
Hello.
Hey. Hi there.
Rod.
I just
Do
sit
you feel
there
like
in your
you're-
long
do you feel-
chat.
Do you feel like you're herding cats now, Bob?
Oh, yes.
With the group?
Hey, first of all, Bob, Mike said he messaged you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so anyway. And then
Okay.
Rod, I just sent you a long chat, so.
I don't have hardly any windows open here, so I don't see his message at the moment, but I'll get it. So, Hot Rod, what's going on with you?
I need to go visit Sky.
Huh?
I need to go visit Jackrabbit here.
Hey, Rod, I'll tell you who's coming to town.
No.
Ken is actually coming to town. So he's
Oh.
passing through Tallahassee. He called me up, and I know he's going to
When's he
Tampa
gonna be
first.
Yeah, when's he going to be back home? He and I
Real
are
soon.
flying.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's literally, he's going to be here at my place on the 29th, which I won't be here. So I told him he could have my place and do whatever he wants with it. And then he's going to Tampa to visit his son, and then he's going back to home finally,
Yeah.
to where he actually lives.
I'll have to go visit him. I got him to fly. I got him to do what he had never done the day that we met. We flew off the top of the parking garage there in St. Augustine.
Well, I don't know if you know it or not. I basically twisted his arm and got him flying FPV too.
Yeah, when he and I met, he was at the very, very kind of beginning.
Yep.
I've only played with the Tiny Hawk a little bit, not with the goggles, because those goggles I can't see crap with my eyes. Just kind of hovered around. But so now with the O3 air units, right, that will hook to my goggles, and I know I can use the DJI goggles. It's like, okay, I'll get a drone, and so I got that. It's a little tiny thing, a little Cine Whoop, GEPRC Cine 20. It's got the O3 air unit, and I've got the Radio Master Zorro, and it's all
That's the controller?
and it's all ELRS, Express LRS.
So the best way I explain it, it's like riding a bicycle for the first time. You know, you sit there and you don't go very fast, and you wobble and you fall down.
I just got to figure out all the buttons just to get it to sync in the first place.
Okay.
Let alone start messing around with the controller.
Right. So you're still trying to get it bound?
Yeah, I've not even tried. I've literally not even tried. It's kind of one of those. It's like, there's plenty of FPV guys around. It'd be nice to kind of go hang out with one of you and just like screw around with it and get it going. And then, okay, great. Then I'll have my fun little toy.
Yeah.
And it is. It's little, and the intent of that one is when the hurricanes are flying around, I have this little teeny tiny thing to fly around the house.
Inside.
When I'm bored. Inside when I'm bored.
Rod, I'll tell you though.
Find a bowling alley nearby that needs a video.
Yeah, exactly. But it's literally one of those. Yes, I got a little toy meant to be used kind of for that purpose, just as a little toy to bebop around the inside of the house with. Yep.
Excellent. I have a 4DR something or another. It was $30 that flies around the house and hovers. You can let go of the controller and it'll hover. And the only thing I'm doing with it is chasing the dogs.
Yeah.
I got my FPV right here, but I haven't taken it off again since it hit the ceiling.
You know who liked? I can tell you who liked my little Tiny Hawk when I was mucking with it. Most of the time, I sat it on my California King bed and was flying it off that. At least when it crashed it was nice and soft landing spot. The bloody cat love that.
Yeah, yeah.
They love that little drone. I mean,
Ah.
they won't run from it, from the noise. They do the opposite.
They go after it, right?
They
Oh,
want to go
yeah.
after it and see what it. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, I want to look at that. Ooh,
Yeah, curiosity. That's
curiosity.
Oh, yeah.
In the case of the cats, I was surprised. I thought because of the high pitch,
for
most animals don't really like high pitch.
No.
It didn't seem to bother them at all. They were just
Yeah,
like,
no, my
"Ooh, what is
dogs
that
run.
thing?" So do sandhill cranes. And
Yeah.
what's weird about that is the fact that they're birds and they're running and walking instead of
Yeah.
flying.
Yeah.
They
Too
will-
lazy
they,
to
will-
fly.
They will run. They will run before they fly. It's really weird.
That's crazy. My dog used to, when I took off, stand there and bark at it until it was so high he couldn't hear it. And now I take off and he just like looks at it, and looks back.
Yeah.
Not worth barking at anymore.
I'll tell you one thing, Rod. Man, they're shooting off a lot of rockets by you lately.
Oh my God!
I know.
Yeah.
There's one tomorrow, I think, or tonight.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
night.
tomorrow.
You're by Cape Canaveral there?
10:29 or something like that tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm about 45 miles north of
okay.
the launch pad.
Melbourne Beach there area?
No, Daytona.
Daytona. Oh, okay.
I'm the other
Right.
direction.
Yeah, because we stayed in Melbourne in April, and we went to the Space Center there.
If it's clear, it's probably actually better to film it in Daytona because they shoot most of them northeast, so it goes across Daytona. So if you're in Melbourne, all you're getting is the tailpipe view.
Yeah.
Where in Daytona, it's going across your horizon, so you actually you actually almost get a better view from Daytona than you do down that way.
Okay. Yeah, Daytona was always my favorite place when I was a kid. We'd drive down to Florida from Chicago, and we'd always make a point to drive down the beach in Daytona. That was
it's still the thing.
Always a highlight, driving on the beach. Yeah.
No, that's so cool when you drive on the beach there in Daytona.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
One thing that has changed from when you've probably been here, Bob, is they chased off all the spring breaks.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, they chased those bastards out of Daytona hard.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was the capital of spring break for a long time.
There's only there may be 10 people that are here on spring break during spring break.
Panama City was the same way. They did the same thing.
Because Panama City had way too much trouble. Daytona got rid of them before they had that much trouble.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Daytona is all about Bike Week and Biketoberfest. So
October.
Bike Week in March and
October.
March and October. Yeah. Oh my God, we had 400,000 people here for Bike Week in March.
My son and I
about a
went to
Pepsi
one
400 and a Daytona 400. How's it?
So the race in February, the Daytona 500, it's kind of busy around here. The Coke 400, they moved it. It used to be July 4th weekend, and now they've moved it to late August. It's kind of one of the last races before they do the cup thing. So it's kind of the last points race. That one hasn't been, at least as far as impacting the area.
Yeah, because they're more going to the race and might come
They're going to the
out.
race and they're staying down by the track. As long as you don't go anywhere down by the track, you're kind of okay.
I went to the road
Bike Week they take over, don't they?
Bike Week they take over Eastern Florida. It's not just Daytona. It's
you're right. I'm here in Tallahassee and I watch all the bikes flying by.
It's a good run. It's a run for everybody, and it's they're getting out of the weather and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And so there's the scenic, they call it the Ormond Beach Loop, that the bikers take. It's sort of part of the Florida scenic whatever. I don't know. There's some historic signs up along the road. that they all take. And so sometimes I go back out there in one of the swampy areas and park and fly the drone while they're all cruising.
Zooming by, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're not really zooming because it's like this little itty bitty narrow road that two cars have just enough space to get by, and that's with probably 3 inches on either side.
It's old
of
Florida.
The road. Yeah, it's old Florida.
Old Florida.
And it's an old
growth,
tiny road. And
Yeah, I'm actually a native Floridian. I was born in Florida, so I've got to watch it change a lot, and it had changed already a lot when I was born. So,
and that road winds along the intercoastal, the swampy area along the intercoastal, so it winds back and forth. So they can't get going, or they wind up in the water.
Oh,
or a tree. There's a tree. There's one tree that I swear is about this close to the road. It's had a few chunks. It's had a few chunks taken out of it. You can see it.
Yeah, rearview mirrors whacked it. You know.
It's been whacked a few times. It's one of those kind of teeny tiny old country roads.
Spanish moss hanging down.
Yeah, you guys will all know the road that I traveled in Florida. We drove from Jensen Beach to Sarasota. Not on surface streets. We did not get on an interstate at all. I don't remember.
Bob, that's where I started from, was Sarasota, Florida.
Yeah. That's we have a cousin that lives there now, and so we drove from Jensen Beach to Sarasota without getting on a freeway at all, on purpose, because we're all on 2-lane roads with giant trees on both sides of us, Do you know
why Sarasota is named Sarasota?
Okeechobee. You went through Okeechobee?
Yep. Yeah. Saw the lake, the Okeechobee Lake there. Yep. A lot of fun there.
You were saying
good.
Yeah, Sarasota was named after the daughter of DeSoto, discovered Florida. Or gets credit for it.
And the home of Ringling Brothers, they
literally were right across from where my grandmother was, and they always came back and would stay there in the wintertime. So we always got the last show of their tour. And I went every year as a kid for a long, long time.
Oh, that must have been a thrill.
I loved that circus. I did. I really did. As a kid, I went every year.
The museum's actually in Sarasota, right there. Near the airport is the best way to say it.
Definitely want to go see it one year.
Yeah, I've been to the big piece of property and the tour there and everything.
Okay. Well, you know where the airport's at, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, my grandmother lived on the other side of the airport.
Oh, okay.
And she would come when we had moved up north. She'd come up to the farm and talk about how loud the crickets were. And she had planes flying over her head all the time.
Yeah.
She says, "Well,
I got immune to that."
She said, "I take my hearing aids out, and you don't have to hear it then."
It was a new noise.
I will say one thing: when you go out on one of those roads and you kind of go through the real Florida, you kind of scratch your head and wonder what in the world was Ponce de Leon thinking out walking around through this crap, looking for a fountain of youth. Really?
Yeah.
How much of the swamp did he have to walk through before he got the idea that maybe this is probably not the place to be?
No.
That's exactly
but
right.
It is amazing how much wide open space there is in Florida.
The Bellamy brothers have a ranch down there, and they own a lot of land. They actually have a cattle farm. The Bellamy brothers that they sing country music.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah. I can hear their song, but I don't know the title of it at the moment.
Yeah, Paul Brown and Uncle Bob's in the chat, Bob.
Yeah, hey. Oh,
Uncle Bob's in Munich, Germany.
Yeah.
Oh. I had a customer up in Jacksonville that when I went up there and I told him I was from Daytona, and he's like, "Yeah, that's where the real Florida starts." Because there's a very distinct line. Yeah. North, from about Palm Coast north, you have the pines, just like you do in Georgia. It's kind of the same as southern Georgia as far as what it all looks like. And then starting about Daytona is when you get into the swamp and the open farm.
the
All over.
alligator territory.
Yeah, alligator territory.
Yes, yes, yeah. Yeah, I've been to Florida a lot in my life here. For 10 years in a row, I would go to a retreat center in Weston, right next to Holiday Park there, where they had the airboat rides and
The alligators.
alligator tours
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I've been there many times.
You're gonna have to go to Gatorland now.
Yeah.
Gatorland now has a very, very unique gator that you will never ever see in your bloody lifetime again.
The
It's the
albino?
one. No, it's the one that's missing the top snout.
Oh, he is. They
That's
have
where
that one
that.
now.
Yeah, I saw that.
They
That's where it
found
was.
they found it, several weeks ago.
Yeah.
They'd seen it. They finally trapped it, and it's at Gatorland now.
It's fun
Wow.
to watch them feed those chickens.
What they think
They jump,
what they think
they jump
Oh,
up.
man.
Yeah, what they think happened is that it got hit by a boat prop, and took the top snout off. Just
Yeah,
literally just in front of the eyes.
And
Yeah.
it healed up, and
Lucky
he's
to be
fine.
alive. That
And,
he
and it
survived.
healed up, and he was eating bugs and frogs or whatever. But now Gatorland's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna chop up the chicken and feed it to him. He'll be fine. It's actually a she. It's a she. It's
Yeah.
a female.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gatorland is fun.
So if you go visit Gatorland now, they have what will probably be one of the most unique alligators ever that you'll ever be able to see. Is that one that's missing half its?
Yeah,
half
they got
its
another one, I
Yes.
think, that's missing an arm. It's like a 3-legged gator.
Yeah.
And
We
he's
got a
big. He's
local-
huge.
Local pond here not here, but down in Palm Beach, where there's an alligator in the pond that only has 3 legs. They call him
Yeah.
Stumpy. Stumpy.
Yeah.
Stumpy. I'm sure it doesn't bother him at all, and I'm sure he's just doing just fine.
He just stays in the
dogs,
water more than the land.
Yes.
Believe it or not, my friend,
Yes.
I went and filmed an alligator hunt with these guys, and you really can't see it in the photo, but this alligator only has 3 legs too. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Is he alive?
My friend Jeff got this one. Yeah, he was swimming around and they snagged him, and they caught him, and he was very tasty. Let me tell you.
Let's just
Well,
say male alligators are very aggressive against smaller alligators.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very aggressive.
Well, I tell that to people all the time. Big fish eat little fish.
Mhm.
This is the law of the world here. Because even in my little pond in the backyard, if they have babies, they eat most of them. It's it's a law of the jungle here.
I'll tell you, it was fun filming that hunt with the drone. It really was. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody's ever went on an alligator hunt, but it's quite the experience. Let me tell you.
You see Barry's in the chat. Hadn't seen him around.
Yeah,
in a long
Barry,
time.
Yeah,
How you
I
doing,
haven't
Barry?
seen that. Yeah. Hey Barry, how are you? New England Lighthouse is there.
He's the
Barry
lighthouse
Mullins
king.
here. We're glad to see you. We haven't seen you in a while. Yes, Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob's in Germany. Is that right? There, drone flying with Uncle Bob Seward. Who else we got here? Joe. Yes, Captain Joe America. Hey Joe. And let me see who else has bopped in here while I've been not paying attention. Yeah, quite a few people here. Warren is still here. I
Yeah.
see Warren, who's invisible. Okay. Yes. Okay, well, good. So listen, I guess I'm going to wrap this up here today. I just appreciate you guys coming on. I know this is kind of my my recovery show here. I got tested negative this morning.
So glad about that, Bob. That's good.
I'm all, spending a week in a bedroom upstairs here and a little bit of time bopping down here to the computer, but it's been, not fun, and I'm bored to death. And I'm I'm ready to go out and get in my car and drive anywhere, you know.
All right. Before you leave, you got any advice for me in Italy?
Yes. Don't pretend you can speak Italian. Okay.
I gave up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you'll find people to help you translate if that's what needs to happen. I have to tell you, the Italian people are the most friendly, warmest, helpful people you will encounter. I've never had a rude or bad time in Italy, and you're going to have to restrain yourself because the food is incredibly good everywhere. You know,
I've lost 20 pounds, so I can put 20 pounds back.
Well, that's good. That's good. And I have to tell you, if you get a chance, I mean, if you're riding the train or
Yeah, we're doing trains all the way, except for maybe buses when we get to a place.
You will be fascinated by trains in all of Europe.
Yeah.
It is so much different and classier than trains are in the United States. And I have to tell you, you will feel like you step back 30 years. And it's really an enjoyable trip.
I rode a train from South France up to Paris. So I got that experience, and you're right. It's actually an enjoyable way to travel. So,
every time usually we go to Europe, we'll get a train pass. You buy a Eurail pass or something like that. So it's
Jackie's still in here.
Yep.
There's
So
Jackie. How you doing, Jackie?
Jackie's back.
I'm gonna watch her show later. I'm gonna watch her show on the replay.
Yes. Jackie, I've been lighting it up here so everybody can see it here. But this is my portrait, getting a reflection there. My portrait of Jackie. That's the Jackie pose we want to see there. We love that. Yes.
And they're coming next year, right?
They have.
Ray?
They have.
Well,
two of them are. Yeah, Steve Gardner and Terry Hawes are coming. Yeah, they're coming. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and, that means you know what that means, because Terry's coming, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to, as part of the meetup, he's got to tell one of his jokes.
He's got to sell two jokes.
You got to get him to do one of his.
We'll bring him right up to the mic.
Yeah.
We need a little stand-up microphone there, you know. He can share the mic with Dennis Lovelady, you know, and do a little stand-up routine. I think that we would all find that.
Are those Canadians going to allow them to fly an English flag?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm sure they will. It's going to be great to have them.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Canadians are coming back.
They're coming back. Yeah, that flag is flying.
Gary are coming. Yep.
They managed to sew his thumb back on. So.
So I now have a room, Ray. Okay.
Oh, good.
I have a room. Okay. I'm sharing a room with Mike Wright.
Great. That's great.
He just wrote me, and
Mike is good about twisting arms too.
Mike's another one of the good guys. There's so many good guys, but Michael, he is great. He always stays.
Well, hey, will you ask Mike if I've got a room?
Were you staying with him? Oh no,
I haven't registered yet. I am not a number yet. So
yeah, I gotta call the Marriott. There's a courtyard by Marriott just across the bridge.
Oh, you're staying on the beach? You're gonna stay at that?
And I'm a Marriott
on the
guy.
Beach?
I'm a Marriott guy, so I have Marriott.
Oh, good.
Points.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Rod, if you can stay at that one hotel, it is so much fun because the party never stops.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is go down to the lobby and we take it over. So
that may be why I want to be someplace else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just go up to your room is what you do. So.
That Marriott right by the bridge there. That's where we do the fishing trip on Monday morning.
There's a
Monday morning.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a
Yeah.
courtyard just
Yes.
across the bridge.
Right.
So Mike says he has a suite. So
Maybe we'll crowd in there, huh? All right. All right, guys. Thank you all
Thank
for
you for the
showing up.
invite. I
Okay.
appreciate it, Bob. Thank you so much. But don't
Captain
forget about
Ray.
the Fly for Fun show tonight.
Fly
Johnny
for
and I have a
Fun.
great
It's
guest.
at
Al
6 p.m.
Percione and Rob Kamada. 7
Oh,
p.m.
good.
Eastern.
6 p.m.
Well, 6 p.m. Central.
No, 7 p.m. Eastern,
Yes.
4 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
Okay. And so everybody make sure you get there. I'm sure lots of us will be here. So let's, let's continue to
Don
support
Hill,
each
thank
other.
you for your subscription.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know. I saw that pop up, and I said, I don't know who Don is. I'm gonna have to return the favor.
Don lives up the street from me.
Okay.
He lives really close to Tom Dowling, in kind of in that Anthem Seven Hills area. That's right up the street from me here. And Don is he has the lvhdp.com.
Well,
Do I have that?
Don, when I saw it come up, he had 69 subscribers.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just subscribed to him, and he was at 70 then, so now he's 71. He should be.
Good.
So.
Good. It's the Las Vegas and Henderson Drone Pilots.com, lvhdp.com. And for people that want to visit Las Vegas, he has on that website all the entire area and every statute and law and park district regulation there, so you can pinpoint exactly where you can fly in Las Vegas. And there's a lot of places that you can fly in Las Vegas legally. And his website is he's on it every day. He's putting updates on it. So Don Hill, thank you. And that's who you're talking about, Scotty. That's it. Okay.
All right. We'll have to meet one day so I can say we've met too. Because I'm gonna tell you, it is really great meeting each other. So.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have to convince him he needs to come with me to South Florida. That's for sure.
We'd love to have him.
Hey, there you go, Bob. Get him to bring you.
Yeah, there you go.
That way you can tell your wife that, hey, I'm going.
It's sponsored. Yeah, really. Do a little GoFundMe to sponsor Bob to the South Florida Drone Meetup. No, yep. Southwest has some really good rates, and they fly into, I can fly into Fort Lauderdale or Orlando, either one.
If you want an interesting experience, and this is something that you can all take advantage of next year for the South Florida Drone Meetup, you can fly into Orlando and you can take the train down. Oh. They have the bullet train up and running from Orlando all the way down to Miami now. You could go into Orlando, and Orlando would be the cheaper flight option than trying to go into Lauderdale.
How's that working out? That's working out good?
I don't know, but I hear it in the news all the time. So as far as I know, it's running. It must be running pretty good because it never shows up in the news.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
But you could fly into Orlando and take the Brightline train.
It'll be cheaper than an Uber.
Yeah, which is a bullet train. It does 125 an hour.
I want to go on it. I haven't tried it. I want to definitely go on that Brightline.
So for the guys coming down, if you want to do something interesting as far as coming and going, you could go into Orlando.
That sounds like a good way to do it.
And then use that train.
Hey, so could we put Warren on the live stream? We'll just put a backlight behind him and make a silhouette.
Like a shadow box guy there.
Right.
But generally, Orlando is cheaper to fly into.
Yeah.
And there's a rail station at the Orlando airport.
Oh, cool.
Now, is
For-
it
for that
Orlando
stream.
or is it Sanford?
Orlando,
Orlando.
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
it runs over to Disney. So
Yeah.
right now, it stops at Disney. They're talking about extending it from Disney over to Tampa eventually.
Huh.
Right now,
Oh,
right
okay.
now, it's basically Disney all the way to Miami.
Okay. Okay. And there's a stop near Jensen Beach.
I don't know. You'll have to look it up.
Okay.
How close it is. There's got to be one. Worst case, Fort Pierce is right there, so
Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't have something there at Fort Pierce or
Okay.
Port St. Louis, somewhere in
find
that area. Somewhere in that area.
Good
Worst
deal.
case, it's Lauderdale is the stop,
Yeah.
but they got to have a stop somewhere there in Fort Pierce.
Before that. Yeah.
Yeah, before that.
Yeah.
But
All right, guys.
You should look it up and see what they got.
Hot Rod, thank you very much. Anything
You're
you got coming up on your channel or anything you want to promote?
Oh, Mother Nature is not cooperating lately. I don't know about you, Scott, but it's only been clouds in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like an hour after the sun comes up, you can finally see the sun. So
Yeah.
it's
Huh.
been
But
really crappy.
clouds make some pretty pictures, though. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
not
catch
when
it
it's
right.
100. Not when it's 100% clouds. It
No.
doesn't.
Yeah.
And
Just takes away.
that's kind of what it's been like here in the Daytona for.
Well, have
more
you
than a
put it
week.
up to find out? Because so many times it might be a moment, and then all of a sudden,
Occasionally,
Just a crack of light.
you'll get a little crack
Yeah.
and a little color that'll come through for like 30 seconds. Yeah, you're not wrong in that, but no.
No.
In
As
the
a
next 2 days, it's
photographer,
going to be
we
worse.
like cloudy days.
Yeah, it's
Or
going to
even
be
look,
worse.
look at your picture behind you. So
Yeah, exactly. It's not that. I'm not having those kinds of mornings.
right. I got you.
So
Good.
Hey, Scott,
thank
have a
you.
great trip. Have a great trip to
Okay.
Italy.
Enjoy yourself. Keep us
Yeah,
posted
absolutely.
what's going on. And if you want to, you know my phone number.
I
I
have
believe
it.
you got my cell
have
phone
it.
number.
Yeah.
You can call me on WhatsApp on that same phone number. Okay.
Okay.
So if you're there and you want to ask a question I might know, I'd be more than happy to help you. Okay.
All right.
You're going to
Well,
enjoy this tremendously. Okay. And we
Can I
want you to,
can I live stream from over there?
oh yeah, sure. Sure. As long as you can get some decent internet, which there is some.
Well, what is the internet like over here? Is it
not
sketchy?
that great?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Not especially when if you get out of the an urban area. When you're in the rural Italy, there's nothing. There's it's
Because of
not,
the mountains.
Well, I don't think I want to be live then because we're going to be drinking wine then. So
yeah. So I want you to take a photograph of the scale before you leave, and a photograph after you get back. Okay. Let's see how good Italy is to you. All right. And then I want you back on the show. And we want a full report and videos of where
Warren
you've
told
been.
me, he said he thinks they have pizza there. So
different.
Yeah, they might
Not
have
the
pizza.
same.
Yeah.
Not the same pizza. You're nothing like Domino's.
well, I don't think I'm going to Italy to eat pizza anyway. So
Oh yeah, there's some great pizza, but it's not
I
like
don't know.
Domino's.
If I was going to eat pizza, I'd go to Chicago. Forget everywhere.
yeah,
else. Just go to
Chicago's
Chicago.
good.
Yes, that's my home.
Don't forget to try the meatballs.
No.
Now I have learned about that. Do you know where meatballs came from? It was because of the Depression, and it wasn't an Italian that did it. And all he was trying to do was get filler for his spaghetti, and he put the meatball in it, and it was a hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was told, do not ask for meatballs in Italy because that's a
really?
big no-no. So
No. Prosciutto, you get something real.
well, we got a lot of good foods out of Depression: hot dogs, hamburgers. So
I'm still eating them.
yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you all.
Have a good
Enjoy.
day, everybody.
See
Had
you
fun.
at Fly
Thanks,
for
Bob.
Fun. Fly
Have a
for
safe
Fun
trip.
at 7 o'clock.
Eastern.
And drone therapy at 8:30.
8:30.
We'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye, guys.